Hello, hello. Yeah, this is going to be the defense replays for this week. I'm taking it easy because otherwise it would have been way too long of a video. I think we lost like 5 matches, 5 wins, 5 losses. Granted that there's probably one more to come later on in the day, but I think this is probably good enough for now. Let me see if the... Okay, it's on. Okay, cool. Alright, so the main focus of this team was to have Celica warp in and blow stuff up. But, I mean, as you'll see further down, or as we go along in the replays, it kind of didn't work out because most people kind of figured out how Celica works, as well as the fact that I didn't necessarily, I don't know, maybe I didn't build this as good as I should have. I don't know. As of right now, like in this first match right here in particular, for Mortis is lacking. I forgot to swap from Pavis to Execution. Is that really how you say that? It's such a weird word. I've never seen it before, but here it is in Faye. But anyways, Execution, because of the fact that it's a 2 cooldown special instead of a 3, would have been able to. I would have been able to loop it as a with the Hardy Fighter more consistently, as opposed to the Pavis. For the Pavis, he needs some type of special acceleration, which is why I typically run it with the Breast Steel, or I run it with the Marth Ring. But currently, Baby Robin has the Marth Ring so that he can get Flare off on the first hit. So yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, or it was a little bit of a challenge in that first match to get everything sorted out properly. I think I set it up after this match right here, which was the first loss. This is actually a really well-balanced team. It's not built for, this is a Gale Force team, not one that's necessarily built for tanking. I didn't bring a Far Save this week because I knew that Celica would have been bonus, would have been the bonus unit, and there was no way for me to counter both Celica and Golvig. I could have run Myr with Hardy Bearing, but I don't think it would have been enough. I think she would have lost. Myr would have lost eventually, I think. So because Golvig is also bonus this week, and she's out also, like, you know, fairly strong. So my only option would have been to run Myr as the Far Save, and I didn't necessarily want to do that. So yeah, any team composition that I would have put Myr into would also have reduced or limited my ability to run Celica. Because what I learned from Dark Season was that Celica really needs the Baby Robin support, male Robin, to get the Rally Spectrum, because she's really weak to Scowl effects. So I put Baby Robin here, male Robin, to counter that. But ultimately, as you'll see as we go along, most people have actually already, like a week after she's come out, they've already figured out Emblem Celica. Granted, Desperation is nothing new. It's just that the last time we were really running the Hardy Bearing Seal this consistently, or this much on offense, was when Legendary Veronica was a thing. Most players have actually kind of stopped doing that. I know I haven't really been doing that. Well, lies. I have been doing that with Byleth, but that's because he has enough. With the Mythic support, it just works out as the best seal to run on him. But it hasn't really been necessary to run the Hardy Bearing Seal on a save unit since Legendary Veronica has fallen off. But with Emblem Celica, it's kind of become a thing again. And I think it's kind of like ebbs and flows in this sense, because before that, it used to be Ascended Fjorm with Hardy Bearing Seal, and now we're doing it with like Myr and Byleth. So ebbs and flows there. And as you could see there, just 2 units were enough to completely destroy the defense. Like it's supposed to be 7 versus 6, or is it 7 versus 6, but you really only need 2 units and maybe a dancer to currently clear a defense in this day and age. And that's what you're probably going to see here again, because they did the Tana thing to me, which I didn't necessarily consider. Here you can see that I swapped to Exclusion, but it's not going to be enough because his Exclusion is not going to be active just yet. I was really trying to get the most out of the Beast skill, Beast Mode skill, Seal, to get him to transform here, but you really needed Gatekeeper here to prevent this, and I was not running Gatekeeper. I was initially, like at the start of the week, I was like really thinking if I should run Gatekeeper or Mirabilis, and ultimately I decided to start with Mirabilis because it gave everyone extra 5 HP Mythic buff plus the defense, plus the res buff. Not that I really needed the res buff, but having the extra 5 HP, I was hoping that maybe Celica could live a hit somehow, and then, you know, actually get her second hit in, but it ended up not mattering, because, again, if the enemy is not tanking, then there's no point in having the extra 5 health, and also, if you don't get the second hit in because of Hardy Bearing, then having the extra health is kind of pointless as well. So I ended up, like, ultimately swapping it out to Gatekeeper. And you'll see it, I think in the one after this is when I started to run Gatekeeper, but as you can see here, just getting absolutely demolished by the strategy that I enjoy to run as well. I do like to do this, so I'm not surprised. Well, this is probably the first time that someone has done it to me that I can recall recently. I think it's the first time that someone has done it to me. Very, very fun strategy, and he played it really well here. Despite my best efforts, really needed Gatekeeper there. If I had like the extra turn, Mortis would have lived Edelgard, but because I didn't have the extra turn, because he went on turn 1, the Hardy Fighter was not active, so that's just how the cookie crumbles. GG there. So many losses, man. And so many of them counted, like back-to-back losses that counted. Luckily, for Mortis is like +9 or something, +8. So it kind of balanced out. So I didn't really lose like too much lift on defense for 5 losses. I didn't lose too much lift on defense. So there's a bonus there, I guess. This was a trap gamble. That's that. Yep. Nothing there. And also Gatekeeper, so not much else that he could have done there. So this is probably the first instance of Hardy Fighter that I was able to see on defense, and how important it is in the matchup against Emblem Celica here. And this is a Brave Corrin that is like completely outdated as a save unit, but she well, you're going to see here that she does quite well against Emblem Celica. My Celica is on Merge. Granted, I wouldn't have... If I had... Well, I did have extra copies to potentially merge her, and I think I still have one more left, but I'm not going to do that. Because the fodder is more valuable, as well as the fact that just having the extra Celicas is also more valuable, as you could have seen from the 6 Celica defense that I went up against. But yeah, this, I was very surprised that Baby Robin didn't win this matchup. I guess it came down to Veil supporting, but this was quite the surprise. 27, just not enough. Very surprised that Baby Robin didn't win that matchup there. And as you can see, the double terrain support is, look, this is just Rally Spectrum there, so I did get my special off on the first hit, but not enough. Isn't that crazy? Corrin lived the hit. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. And because of Hardy Berry, she was able to retaliate with the one-shot, and that's that. That's how you stop Corrin. I mean, Celica, Emblem Celica. You just run Hardy Berry on your save unit and kill them on the follow-up attack. Now, you probably can't do that, as you could have seen, or as you saw, if there's like multiple Celicas. you would have gotten hit from like the second combat and not have been able to, and not be able to survive, which is kind of what the plan was. But baby female Robin did not do very well against Brave Corn here, to my surprise. I've been contemplating about whether or not I should give him like her baby whatever, give her a cultist strike, but that fodder is just so valuable, man. I don't want to pass it off just yet, I feel. There's also the possibility of giving the resonance, but I don't know. I'm hoarding my fodder currently until I have a reason not to. And then this matchup, I was quite surprised here, because you can, looking at the team, I'm literally thinking, man, this is an easy win, right? But I mean, as you saw, we lost this, and you're about to see how, which is just ridiculous. So we get fenced for turn 1, which is fine. I don't mind getting fenced on turn 1 because it allows my team to set up their specials and activate everything. We don't have to go on turn 1, but this was surprising. This here that you will see quite shortly was quite the surprise. 99.
I'll protect you.
Oh, and this Celica has Hardy Bearing. 48. Not enough. And she gets clapped. Wow. That was unexpected. And the problem here is that no one can actually reach to follow-up attack. So that's that. Bolt Tower. And he's able to just cruise through with Hortensia here, who's actually a fantastic unit. I still think she's really good. Even though I don't use her much myself, I still think she's very good. Healers are very low in terms of, like, I primarily use combat units or supports, and I don't think Hortensia's support is more valuable than, let's say, Attune Micaiah, who I would use more consistently. Unfortunately, my healing tower was on the other side, and I have no healer, so Freyr wins that matchup. Celica wins the matchup against Freyr quite easily. Granted, Hortensia would probably have been able to get the kill as well, so it probably didn't matter. But yeah, this is pretty much the Hortensia show from here. She kills pretty much everyone, and my team just can't do anything to follow up. Gatekeeper is currently just stuck in the back, which is kind of why I wanted to run a Dancer, just so that it would be more useful in terms, or easier to chase down opponents, but Gatekeeper is really valuable, man. Gatekeeper is just, his value is so high that I just couldn't, like, build this defense without them. But I tried other units in that slot, actually. I tried other Dancers. I tried, man, I can't remember. There was another unit that I tried in that slot just to get Baby Robin to be more offensive and do more damage, but I think I showed you guys my Ike setup, and yeah, Baby Robin just wasn't cutting it. I think I might potentially have to give him like a cultist strike or something, but hopefully I can pick up a copy from like a random pull or something. I don't want to fodder the last Leon that I currently have just yet, so hopefully I can pick up a random copy of something along the way, and then I'll provide him with that. But for now, yeah, just gotta deal with the L's, man. Gotta take the L's as they come. Yeah, another good victory there. That one was quite surprising. I didn't expect that. Celica, I've completely benched my legendary Celica because he has all of his DR is pierceable. So I was like, there's no reason to run this unit, especially if you're not going to run him with no quarter. Yeah, he's just going to die. So I've completely benched mine. And he also doesn't really have a player phase, but as you can see, he does fairly well against Emblem Celica if you give him Hardy Bearing. So he still has a role to play. If you have him available, you can probably still get some use out of him. Which I guess the same could be said about most units. There's still a lot that you can do depending on the build that you put on that unit. Man, I always have like thoughts of things that I want to discuss beforehand, and then when I get into the video, I completely forget about what those thoughts were. I wanted to say something about Erica, attuned Erica, and how she is going to change the game. I feel like this is going to be like a power spike or something. I don't know what I would call it, but it's definitely going to change how the game is played from here moving onwards, I feel. With the skills that she has to provide, I definitely think strategies, it opens so many strategies and just gameplay options. Yeah, I feel like things are going to be different, especially with CYL in a couple of weeks. And I have no idea what they're going to be putting on those new units to get us to pull, because I feel like they've already put all the best skills out. I don't see what else they can possibly do to get us to pull for new units, because everything is just so good. And you can make pretty much any unit like really, really good. This is they really did Brunia dirty with the refine, but bonus week, so I guess everyone gets to get some use out of her, but she doesn't do very much, sadly. This here, remember I showed in my last video how Ike is able to survive Emblem Celica, but the problem is this Ike here doesn't have enough support or enough health to be trying to do this. Yeah, bad idea, as you can see there. But 57 is still not enough for the amount of damage that you typically would need to kill an Emblem Ike. That's actually not a big enough number. She needed... I'm surprised that it was so low from a new... But, I mean, it is Ike, so what else can we expect? I mean, eventually I think we're going to get to the stage in the game where Ike is getting one shot. So that's why I was kind of thinking that some of the skills that were on Attune Erica felt a little bit too strong to be given out right now, because I feel like you could have like made other skills, especially the NCD. I feel like you could have put out other skills just to buy time or get the most out of what's currently available in the game before you release something so strong, which for Sita here is going to be one of the main reasons why she's going to stick around for a bit. I think she'll age very well, Attune Sita. The problem here is that Celica is targeting so many units, and there's no way for him to hide all of those units, so she's going to pick whoever she wants to kill, and you know, that's a loss right there. Good attempt. Here we go with Golvig again, Summer Golvig, and as you saw from the previous replay, I have no counter to this currently on this defense map, so she will absolutely destroy everything, alongside Edelgard here, who will be used to the best of my opponent's abilities here. He actually did very well here with the plays and defense. It really worked out in his favor here. So
You're all right.
Golvig goes in here, and again, this is just some genius play. Very, very, very smart player here. I think if Mortis was able to counterattack, well, no, he didn't have a special that would have... I don't think he would have killed this Golvig. I think he would have needed a special to kill her. So it doesn't matter. Again, I was thinking of running a far save, but I would have had to probably swap out Gatekeeper, but I didn't want to do that.
You're all right.
Because of Winter Edelgard, pretty much. Because of Winter Edelgard. Could have been Mer, but
To the sea.
nah.
Delightful.
He made use of all the actions because he took out the dual hindrance there with the catapults. Very, very good clear here. I was prepared to say that Speed Defense Unity was the best thing on that banner on the new banner until I saw Erica and her kid, and I was like, oh my god, what have they done? They've changed the game. Yeah, I really think IS has like gotten a hold of how to properly build units ever since they put out Emblem Ike. I mean, what is it? It's July, almost August now, and we're still using Emblem Ike. There hasn't been a unit that we've been able to use for this long who has stayed this good, so consistent. So I really think they've gotten a firm grasp on what it takes to build a very good unit. I think it was obvious, I feel, to me, that their aim was to make Ike overpowered, and they've succeeded in doing that. And everything else that has come out after him has felt weak or tame in comparison. Even this Erica, as strong as she is, I feel like she's still going to be playing second fiddle to Ike. Aside from that, on the banner, they kind of did Neathhogger or Neathvalier dirty, in the sense that he needed some type of perf skill. I'm surprised that they just put him in the regular pool. Like, I mean, Evil Niffle got a perf skill, so I don't know why they treated him like that. And then, who else was on that banner? Amelia looks really cool. I like the fact that she's a lance, but I'd probably run her as a near save instead of a far save, because that distant counter condition seems a little bit inconsistent. There's Merv, my nemesis Merv, plus 10 Emblem Celica. Everyone here rank 1, max score. It's a lot of people. But it's good to see. I mean, it's always good to have something to aim for, and it shows that people are still actually playing the game, which is fantastic. This is exactly what you want. You want the game to continue in terms of its longevity. Kvaser there is a unit that I want to build, and another plus 10 Emblem Celica. I mean, so many people pulled on that banner, man. It's crazy. They definitely made a bunch of money on that banner. Typically, they wait for CYL to make their money, which is why I'm kind of concerned that the CYL units might be underpowered. But I'm going to play some Grand Conquest and call it a day. GG's. See you in the next one.